2016 was when Counter Logic Gaming claimed their first victory at the Halo World Championships. We then went to 2017, and this time it came in the form of Optic Gaming. Now, we are live, we are kicking. It's 2018, and the same four players, they're coming in as TOX. Can they make it a third time in a row? It would be absolutely unbelievable if they did. However, there are several teams that are trying to make that reality, but a mere dream. My name is Richard Sims, and this beautiful man is David Walsh. Now we'll see TOX Gaming. They have to go up against Renegades. Renegades earlier on, I had the pleasure of casting over them. Fair enough, it was against one of the ANZ teams, but they looked absolutely fantastic. And when we think back to Orlando, okay, they didn't have the Great Columbus event.
No.
But Orlando, they looked incredible.
Yeah, Lunchbox is a pretty realistic person. He always talks about how his team prepares, how they're feeling going into the event. And when it came to Columbus, he even said, he's like, we didn't get on scrim as much. He was pretty frustrated. You could see in his demeanor, the way he explained the situation. But when I talked to him prior to this one, he was like, we actually got some good practice going in this event. And when we saw him speaking with Lottie earlier, he even said they were scrimming 5 or 6 days a week. And that's the kind of grind that Lunchbox likes to put in.
Honestly, Splice will be looking for weakness here, and you know, I'm not going to lie, we saw TOX earlier on. I'm hoping it was kind of a warm-up game, because Wise give them some good games. Wise pushed them and said, you know, this isn't a walk in the park for you anymore, boys. People have stepped up to the plate. People have learned how to play Halo 5 and kind of understand and figured out, you know, TOX's weaknesses and TOX's strength as well. That they now know how to play these guys and now how to give them a really damn good game. But ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 is underway. It's going to be Fathom CTF, TOX Gaming taking on the Renegades. Tony Lethal Campbell's POV kicking it off. Nice cheeky double kill. Flag's already on the move.
Oh my God.
Jay.
25-second capture. That is insanely quick, and they also got a second flag already moving. This game is going a bit too fast, so Renegades, they're going to have to get some slays, pure and simple. There's really no easy way around this except for get some kills.
Look at the pre-fire, just kind of firing off warning shots. If anyone wants to come down, bottom middle, I've got a present for you. Love grenade comes in from one of his teammates. Unfortunately, it's Ace who finishes that one off as well. Balls one out, TJ's put down. They'll get a touch on the flag again. It does manage to get the kill, so he can kind of put a halt on this. However, Frost is causing problems up top middle. Straight off the respawn with Lethal once again. Catches one. That's a nice return there. I believe it was actually APG who's going to manage to pull that one back. Royal 2 steps up. Last shot comes through. Eliminates Lunchbox. Takes him out of the top middle position. TacMac Dave, give me your thoughts on this weapon. I think it's lovely.
I think it's pretty brilliant. The one part that kind of grinds my gears, if you ask me, Sims, is, I mean, it's the same as the Magnum, right? Why can't you use the other ammo, huh? Answer that. Riddle me that, Sims.
That's an answer that only Quinn Del Hoyle can provide, my friend. That's absolutely nothing to do with me. Back on with this game. Lethal, look at that kill feed. That's going to be a double kill from him. You'll hear the flag's going to be on the move once again. So I'll tell you what, Dave, they're not stopping the pressure.
No, they need to just get some more slays on the board. Ace is going to trade that one right there with Frosty, but it's not going to be enough as Snakebite puts in flag number 2. Lethal all the way over in the Renegade base, eventually taken down by his former teammate Lunchbox over in the engine side.
I think what's more scary is the fact that, you know, you're looking at TOX here, and how many players did we actually see from Renegades inside their own base there? They're playing panic. They have to be falling back time and time again. Snakebite taking the position here, does get backed and he does go down, so top middle control, all but a second, will go in the hands. Oh, never mind, I'm going to say in the hands of Renegade, but you know what, Frost has got himself a railgun, picks up a double lux for the third, backs off with the charge so it won't get wasted. Neptune manages to at least grab himself the power up there so they can get camo, maybe do something here.
Yeah, he has 2 ways to play this. One is get aggressive, get into the TOX base and get some sort of flagpole, or use this to try to get that railgun out, and it looks like he may opt for the railgun play. I don't know if I fully agree with this one. I feel like with his camo, you can get a Slayer too, and I mean, railgun, he already saw so many shots go across the map. Even without having had that in his hand, he can probably estimate that there's 1 or 2 bullets at most in that railgun left.
So he's going to chase this dude around. That should be a nice easy back whack. And the return. Oh, that's rather unfortunate. The hot 5 comes through, saves the day. in map 1. Because if he'd have died there, that would have been a definite touch over in the garage. If they pulled that one, that would have been the hottest 3-0 of 2018. Meanwhile, opposing side of the map, APG's going to slide one in. That's very nice to see, and now all of a sudden, at least, they're kind of in this game. 2 players down in pit, 1 goes down, grenade banks off. But unfortunately, top middle control. APG turns 2 as well. Nice work from Bradley there. He can push up, extend out a little bit, maybe take control. In fact, no, he's letting his teammates do that, Dave. They're getting aggressive. I like this play.
I absolutely like this play. The other part that caught my attention there, when APG was bringing that flag in, do you see how much respect he gave to that TOX roster?
Oh, yeah.
It almost looked like it was a stalemate situation the way he slowly brought that in. He did not want to give up any free kills on the map while bringing that flag capture in.
This is great work. 1, 2, 3, missing a few shots. Please shoot this guy top mid. That is so unlucky. So unfortunate. He was 1 away from there, and that allows Lethal to at least get the return on here. And now we're back to, unfortunately, stalemate. Both flags back in the base. 8 minutes remaining on the clock. Still TOX here. They're up by 1. But I like what Renegades are doing. They're giving a really good fight. They're not rolling over and showing the belly.
They are, but one problem here is you just saw 2 members of Renegades go down. That third one, which was Lunchbox, he went towards top center of the map. Generally, when you're down in numbers in a 2-on-4 situation, you want to either challenge a fight that you can find right away, or at least get out of those top middle positions. Don't let yourself be seen from so many different angles, and don't let yourself be able to be tracked down so easily.
Roll 2, real gun in hand. You've just seen the camo. It did get dropped instantly. I believe it was the Hot 5 coming out to completely nail Frosty. Ooh, straight into the back of the base there. He'll get up and close as he does look for Renegades coming off the respawn over by the silo side. 1, 2, 3 members of TOX. They're just absolutely flooding this one out. Hard scoping in.
This is not looking good for Renegades. Just based on the amount of pressure that Royal 2 is even matching right now, he's not seen anybody over that treehouse side. He had that soul side covered for a moment. Neptune luckily digging Renegades out of that situation with a double kill, but he was eventually met his demise from Royal 2's railgun.
Oh, they got a touch on it. That should be a really good pull there. And there you have it. 3, 2, 1. Pretty quick game. Let's take a look. Oh, yes. The kills kind of tell the story. 43 to Renegades 28. So outslayed rather unfortunate. I mean, we kind of saw by the start. We're at 25 seconds of that first cap?
Yeah, 25 seconds. They had it all the way capped in at the 11:35 mark. It was just insane. If you think about even off the start of the match, it's like one person sprinting all the way over there and sprinting back.
That's, yeah, the kills do tell the story. And how much kind of, you know, we looked at the amount of pressure that was actually applied, going right from the very, very start, being able to just go into the base, pull a flag. The bigger thing when you look at the story kind of point of view, Dave, is for him to be allowed to do that in 25 seconds, you've got to think, what were the rest of his teammates doing? Yeah,
they were just getting some slays. He was able to sprint across the map like that. If you discount the very first part of that match, you know, the first 3 minutes, then it makes a bit more sense. It seems a bit more even. However, TOX just got off to that ridiculous start. I mean, the first 2 minutes, they had 2 flags in. I started to get concerned. I was like, well, is this going to be something like a 3-0 in a few minutes? Luckily, Renegades started to get a few slays, started to get some ground, but that's the unfortunate truth about some of those situations is you just straight up have to get kills. And when you're talking about the players you're going against, Royal 2, Snakebite, Frosty, it's like, do you have any easy kills I can get? Anyone?
It's just Frosty. Don't worry about that. He's not going to be a problem to get by. I mean, there's a reason that these dudes are 2-time back-to-back world champions. It's nice to see that we're coming into this event where in previous Halo World Championships we've kind of seen that they're the #1 team coming into it. They're the big, the big bad dogs.
It's not even just like #1. It's like #1 plus a gap. It's like, hey,
yeah.
You know, the old Optic / CLG, it was like, all right, they're in the first place, and then second, third place, we'll leave those as blanks, and then fourth place, we'll throw in some squads up there, like
somebody might
Envy or something like that.
a map off.
Yeah, and that was the gap there was there before, and that gap is non-existent anymore with the invention of this new team called Splice.
But not only that, I think it's slightly below that. There is still a little bit of a gap, but other teams are stepping up to the play. You know, Halo 5 at the moment for the North American rosters is in its kind of life where it's the closest competition we have ever seen in 3 years.
Yes, and that's not only just the North American scene too. Just these European squads and stuff that's used, they were given such a match earlier against that Reciprocity.
Yeah, tomorrow the infused oxygen match. It's going to be an absolutely belting game. So they're getting excited for it. We have moved on to map number 2. This, of course, is TOX Gaming versus Renegades. Quick shout out to TOX as well. Obviously, the boys from the ex-Optic roster have now actually created their own brand. They've got their own logo, their own websites. They've got sponsors going on. that stuff takes work. I have a lot of respect to be able to go away from losing your organization or backing away from your organization and just setting up your own brand.
Yeah, that takes a lot of work, especially going into Worlds when
Yes.
they're focused on practicing, they're focused on that sort of stuff. So you have to wonder, has that played any effect in some of their performances? Because, I mean, anytime I've had different issues going on in my life outside of the game itself, it has had an effect. Whether it's, you know, a personal relationship, whether it's a business thing going on, those have straight up effects on how you play.
There's also a flip side to that in the fact that they actually don't have the pressures of a big sponsor on the back. You know, the pressures of a team asking what's going on, you know, when's this coming, what's that going. They can do their own thing now. They can be their own man. We'll see how it does fare at the Halo World Championship. Splice have been they've been causing them problems the last 2 events. Snakebite, though, taking position here with the sniper rifle. Dadbite, team captain himself, looking for more, looking for blood. We've seen in more recent kind of years that he's not the predominant sniper on this roster. However, you know, a man of his caliber, a man of his skill can land shots, he can rip faces, he can peel bodies. No more bullets in the chamber. Opts to switch out for the BR. Looking around the corner, though, just making sure that every single angle's covered. He doesn't have, if that's excuse me.
He knows it's not going to be just free like that. I was just going to say, it's too good to be true. Somehow Neptune eventually taken down during that engagement, but the one part I was going to say is there wasn't any firefights going on throughout the map. These teams are so well structured. They know their setups that there's no way they're just going to let somebody walk into the yard like that.
See how this kind of fares out for them. Royal 2 falls. Tries to go in. APG opposing side of the map, looking to get his shields back. Half tanked up at the moment. Ace with the fresh OS, green gun as well, so he knows that he can't be taken down by this weapon. Needs to be careful of getting like completely stomped on those several players. He does have some help from Neptune though, so working in the buddy system, the tandem. They're only down by one player caught off guard in the hotel. They should be able to collapse on this one. Doesn't take 3 players to do that, so they need to be very careful now. They've completely split up. One's gone one way, 2 have gone the other. I like that they're kind of trading up across the map. APG will fall there, so they're definitely a player down S1. At least 2 of them managed to take them out. And now they have the lead. It's only by 1 kill, but it's something. They're staying neck and neck here with TOX Gaming. It's not easy, but it's definitely going to give them the confidence they need moving forward.
Yeah, Renegades has played very well over this last minute. They were in the inferior position, holding over on yard side. They eventually were able to get control of that overshield. Now they have control of the center of the map and potentially the sniper rifle, so it's looking real good, especially now that they picked up 2 kills. So I want to see what Ace decides to do here. He is one of the most important people on the Renegades roster right now because he gets to hold this secondary angle here and make sure that APG is safe on that side. Also on top of that, if APG gets too much pressure over from stairs or from posters, APG now can rotate on over towards hotel without worry.
At Golden Boy, I definitely agree with the skill and potential of Renegades. If they catch TOX off balance, they could take this series. That's from DJ Hob. Thank you very much, DJ. You can see it right now. That's exactly what they're doing.
If it's actually DJ Hob, I mean, it could be just GB making an extra Twitter account or something like that. I rarely hear someone say, I agree with you, Golden Boy.
To be fair, yesterday he was banging on about how, you know, he's got 100K followers on Twitter. I mean, he literally asks Cynthia at home to make all these accounts and just constantly follow him over and over again. That's unfortunately a job now. He's set up to do that, and he's just constantly getting new followers every single day. None of them are real people. A rather unfortunate miss there. If he'd have hit him in the head, he would have taken down the OS guy, but still a 6-kill lead here. This is fantastic, Dave.
Yeah, great news here for Renegades right now, but now they have lost that sniper. I didn't see how much ammo's in it, but it's in the hands of Frosty. Royal 2 is surely going to pick up this next kill. Now a 4-kill deficit. Gets stuck, but that's a great trade there. I didn't get to see who that was. I believe it was Neptune.
Yeah, that was
trading
nice.
with the overshielded Royal 2.
Lunchbox, 1 bullet in a dream. We'll stick with him throughout this kill. Once this has passed and he goes down, we will move over to TOX Gaming. We do have a listening ready, but we'll stick with Lunchbox for now. See if he can land a face with this final bullet. I mean, necessarily they don't even have to actually do that, Dave, because they're currently up, you know, they're fully set up on the opposing side. Really, they don't have to push.
Yeah, they didn't exactly have to push, but look at this ring around the rosy that Royal 2's been brought into. Royal 2 had a guaranteed kill on Ace, was not able to finish up, and that turns into a trade. Those are situations you cannot have turn around on you, especially if you want to send a statement here at the Halo World Championship. I want to hear how these guys are communicating because there's got to be some frustration going on the side, so we're going to jump in with TOX and go to a listen-in.
Nest wall, left side, I think.
Yeah,
Come
still.
out close. Push this.
Yeah, this is a sniper.
Lunchbox, one hit fire.
Top yellow, top yellow, top yellow,
Yeah,
top
I
yellow.
gotta run. DJ, careful.
Can we shoot this guy top yellow?
Yep. One shot, top yellow, guys.
I got him.
Lunchbox to your yard.
One hit. Nice.
Two dead.
And Soda last two. He's pushing out.
Soda running.
Okay, we gotta slow Death down a bit here.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, alright.
Coming
Coming
up.
Everybody has to live. Everybody has to live right now.
One hit posters.
I'm gonna push blue.
One hit posters if anyone has any.
Sniping 5.
Left side posters.
45 OS, guys. We have to play for this OS.
45. Driveway coming, Matt. To you. Driveway to you.
Okay, what are we doing for us at 45?
All in blue. We gotta just...
45, guys. 45.
Sucking Soda.
Flowers going for us.
Yeah. We have to contest OV 45.
Looking at it.
You can probably go for it. Top driver.
Trying to go.
Top dip and look at it. I can look at it. Fire door.
I didn't burn it.
Still up.
Fire door. Two fire door, one hit.
Love guys.
Yeah, OV still up.
There's two fire door.
They're just gonna fade it.
Right now, ace, absolutely.
Is that one fire door?
Nice, we got OS. Good shit, BJ.
Pushing side. Here, BJ. Let me top side.
Flower door. Two flowers, one hit.
Pushing fire.
Needed it. They going yard.
In yard, Neptune.
Going drive yard.
Going drive yard.
2 yard.
I'm coming. I'm yard. Shot in the back. I'm shot in the back.
Neptune's still here.
Yeah. Yo, challenge yard.
Wait, we go our tunnel. The other guy's top yellow.
Top yellow, one hit, Matt. LR, one hit, two LR. They're both super
Flowers.
Never kill top yellow.
Stay alive here.
Absolutely, LR, absolutely. And top yellow, one yard. And in yard, killing me.
Nice. LR on me still.
Weekend yard on Matt, and then flower.
Nice, man.
Down by 10 kills. This is... yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Renegades, but I'm actually quite surprised, Dave. They sound very... There was a lot of panic and a lot of miscommunication in those, you know, when we were listening, not listening.
Yeah, compared to how normally calm we hear TOX, you definitely heard some panic. I also just saw some uncharacteristic mistakes.
Yeah.
That challenge from Snakebite from light rifle side over towards top posters, he didn't have a grenade. He got that player to one shot. He kept saying left side of posters. And that's usually a situation where you normally see Snakebite kind of back down and say, all right, you know what, I don't have a grenade, this one isn't going to work out, but he jumps out. And it's weird to harp on one mistake because, heck, every single one of these players are going to make multiple mistakes throughout each match. No one's playing perfect Halo. But with that being said, that's generally a mistake we don't see Snakebite make.
No, he's usually the most disciplined player, and just to kind of drop down like that and instantly die. Patiently waiting, Frosty, though. Two players do tag him up. He takes one. Can he take a second? Wow. Yes, he can. That's belting. If they want to claw this one back, they need more big kills like that. Another double from Snakebite. 2-2 instantly. They have cut the deficit in half. They were down by 10. They're now down by 5. But Renegades, they only need 3 to seal the deal here. Could this be the upset? Could this be the comeback? Because I tell you what, if TOX win this, Renegades are going to be so broken going into map number 3.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Renegades are in a bad position. After they got those 3 or 4 kills, you know they all had to be spawning in a similar area. Unfortunately, Snakebite getting shot in the back from Flower side. He was hoping to get that overshield. This is going to determine the game. Lunchbox is surely going to be able to lock down the last kill. And there it is, Neptune and Lunchbox over the driveway, gain that 50th and final kill.
2 players tag up the driveway, and down they go, 50-45. Renegades, they've come to play. This is nice to see. The one worrying point of this now is if you sat in the back and you splice, you are going to be smiling. You're seeing TOX dropping games in group stage. This is something, if you're a Splice fan, you're going to be enjoying seeing. If you're a Splice player, you know, it's worrying, Dave. It's worrying.
It is. We always talk about kind of that barometer when you're going into pool play. You're scoping your competition. You're also trying to see how well you're doing throughout these ones. So taking a look at those stats, though, Neptune going huge as the young guy on that squad, 17 and 11.
Let's make a note of something. 17-11 is something that it's incredible. The more interesting stat that we barely see, Frosty, 10 and 15. It's very rare we see Frosty going negative in a game.
Yeah, and think about a couple of those kills they had to get in order to go only -5. That double light rifle kill over on light rifle tunnel, that was nasty, but keep in mind, that was still him going -5 after that.
Incredible stuff. Well, we've got a game on his hands. Can Renegades go further? Or will we be seeing TOX think, all right, we'll give you one map, boys. We'll give you one. That's now all you're going to get. You know, we'll give you a little taste of victory, just kind of put the feelers out there. We're now just going to steamroll through. Moving into Strongholds on the rig. Dave, give me your thoughts.
Strongholds on the rig, I mean, this one, the time just starts ticking. As soon as that match gets started, you have to make some moves, and you don't have the luxury of kind of slowing things down and making all 4-person pushes every single time you'd like. So we're going to have to see which team's a bit scrappier, and based on some of those scrappy situations, it felt like Renegades did very well.
Yeah, they maybe... You got to remember, there's obviously you've got a scatter shot on this map. You've got that camo as well. There's some very strong individual power-ups and power weapons that do make all the difference. Sniper rifle as well, that's going to be in play. The scat shot, I think it's very, very powerful. Obviously, it has a very short respawn time. It's on that static respawn on the pad. Because you've got such a close quarter map with all these little alleyways, all these little tunnels, the amount of times it's easy just to body people several times. This is a great start. Neptune, straight off the barrel, he rotates round, gets the flank, takes out one. Frosty that answers back. That's a triple from Frosty. Can he find the over? There it is! Overkill, the first one of the weekend. Frosty Spellblood, he's looking for more. And railgun damage all over, baby.
And just to be clear, Frosty, it was Sims calling you out. I honestly had nothing to do with that. I did not agree with anything he said.
Piss off, dude. You can't put me under a bus like that. You can't. The man just got overkilled. Nothing's taken away from him. Picks up the kill. He's free. Finds another one. He's just tearing them apart after a neg 5 in the previous one.
Frosty has 6 kills this game. Everyone else combined 4 kills total. I'm not just talking about his teammates. I'm not just talking about Renegades. I'm saying all his teammates and all Renegades, 4 kills combined.
Oh my word. Frosty has woke up and come to play. But remember, Dave, it's not necessarily about all these Slayers. Yes, it helps in the longevity of the game. This is still an objective game type. You know, and you know, several times you'll see a team, they'll just get hyper-aggressive, push the strongholds, and it doesn't matter how much slaying you want to do. If you're not watching the strongholds, teams can get on top of you. However, triple caps in effect. Frosty's rather upset with the last game, and wow, that was a really
he's
nice
in Worlds
one.
mode, and I think Ti said it best. He said, "Risto Frosty, Nexto Chili. All in my mind is get more millies," and that's what Frosty's here is to win another $1 million here at the Halo World Championship, Sims.
Oh God, you're too old to be rapping. Stop it. It's like listening to my dad or my granddad try to like do a Snoop Dogg impression. God's sake, BR base will get transferred into the hands of the Renegades, but it doesn't matter whatsoever. We're 2 minutes into this game. We're already 43-0. At the moment, they're looking in so much trouble. Oh, just... Where's the communication? Where's the calling out? Where's the teamwork? Where's the talking? Because at the moment, I feel like Frosty's just allowed to do whatever he wants, wandering around. No one's got on top of him. It's currently, Dave, 22-8 in kills, and Frosty's on a frenzy.
Absolute terror right now for Frosty. Now, you keep asking, like, why they let him do this? Like, it's not much of a choice. Strongholds can be a very chaotic moment. You start to spawn in bunker, and you just want to take up a bit more ground. You aren't saying, all right, is anyone watching our back as we're pushing out towards Engine 2 or top tower? It's more like, scatter out, take up some more ground, and call out what you see, but Frosty just continually flying under the radar.
One player steps up to the plate, does the challenge. Royal 2 comes in as well, gives him some help. Unfortunately, finds 2 in front of him, and he does finally drop, so the frenzy will be over. Lunchbox POV now sees one just moving around, goes through underpass. Oh God, Snakebite, don't do it to him. Just about gets the kill, does get away with his life. Scar shot comes flying in. Neptune, though, that's a nice bit of teamwork over the shoulder. Bullet comes from afar. Scatter shot does now get transferred. 4 bullets in the chamber. Can he push out and make something happen? They've got 2 plots now, Dave. How do they keep them?
They have to get control of basement, because right now, as soon as they get those 2 plots, it looks like one member falls in the form of Neptune. Now also Ace falling, and Lunchbox back on the defensive, and not even in a great position either. Ideally, he'd want to be somewhere like top tower or something. I mean, some of those flank spots are good once you have the power positions, but a flank on its own, when the other team has numbers on you, is not so great.
Now this one plays out. Easy kill comes through, steps up, whips out the scatter, but unfortunately it's too late. Royal 2 gives him a sidewinder, down he falls. PJ you can see just on the left-hand side. Snakebite comes in, he gets a kill as well. Railgun spawning in 10 seconds. You can absolutely guarantee Frosty's got his eyes on the prize. There he is again. BB12 stepping up to the plate, picks it up. More than likely you can hit it charging up. I'm looking at that kill feed. You can see the bullets charging. There's one again. 87 points. You can see there's a double. He is just smashing them all across the map. They're all dead again. 4 down. Time is ticking away. This is an easy game. This is TOX gaming we want to see at a World Championship level.
And I think if you had to watch Splice's face throughout the series, you saw a nice big smile turn down to a very concerning frown at some moment after that performance from Frosty. Just absolute domination from the TOX squad.
Oh my word. That was an absolute destruction. Like, there's no other way to word it. That was perfect Halo coming out of TOX. Frosty, Frenzy, triple, over. Look at their medals. 3.5 KD. In total, 42 kills going in the way of TOX. 19. Only 19 kills. Ace, 3. APG, 3. You can't win a game of Strongholds when you're putting up 19 kills as a team.
No, absolutely not. Now, the one stat I actually want to get, I want to talk to our friends at Halo Data Hive at some point and be like, what's the fastest we've seen a killing frenzy happen in a tournament match? Frosty's got to be in the running after that one. I mean, he got those kills so quick before we knew it. I mean, we were only, what, a minute and a half in the match, and we saw Frenzy pop up on the screen?
I think he's got the quickest Frenzy so far this series. I think Snakebite's got the quickest flag capture we've seen this series. This is a great match. I hope all you guys at home are enjoying it. All the people in the audience, you having some fun down there? It's wonderful. Being able to see the crowd.
I love this setup, man.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for you guys that have come out all this weekend long. I hope you're enjoying the Halo action. Everyone watching at home, it's a pleasure to be bringing you the action. This weekend is just going to be amazing. Obviously today we've got the groups. Tomorrow we continue with the groups. But that double elimination championship bracket, every single match is a best of 7. Anything can happen across Saturday and Sunday. This weekend is gonna be wild. I'm excited. I hope you guys at home are excited. Map number 4, is it?
Number 4.
Lost. Map number 4. That overkills has completely thrown me off. Map number 4, Coliseum CTF. Now, if you Renegades, Dave, what are you, as a team, what are you saying moving into the fact that you know that this is once again another objective game type?
You have to learn from your mistakes throughout this past series. So on that Strongholds 1, you didn't have much of a chance to slow it down. Even if you had just stayed in your spawns or whatever, the other team is racking up points. Whereas on this one, you have to at some point, if TOX gets off to a great start, you have to just slow down the game. Say, hey, kill any flankers, let a flag go, just get some slays. I felt like they did not do that in the Fathom CTF game. They kind of got a 2 flag deficit before they got their foot in the game. And at that point, it's too late. You can't just expect that you're going to reverse 3-0 flag caps against a squad like TOX.
Map 4, Rock and Roll. TOX, the one more map away from taking this series. Snakebite. Rocket side, Rocket's in the chamber. He's got 2 of them, fires 1. That's going to be a bit of a misfire, but he does get the second, so it doesn't matter. Flag's already out, and he's going for the touch. Frosty sacrificed himself to make a move. Uh-oh. Look which man has himself a sniper rifle. It's Royal 2. And, of course, on this map, he's... yep, there you go. You got it. Not a problem. Second time, look, he picks it up again. Kind of like yourself. You've obviously had a part of a certain map named the Wall Sheet in previous times. It does say much for a player when they actually get a part of the map named after themselves. We call this one just around the corner of the Royal 2 area because of the disgusting work that he used to do in the early iterations of Halo 5. Frosty, please stop this immediately! Why are you doing this? Somebody stop this man! This is Championship Sunday level of play, not Friday. My voice can't take this.
The dude is a freak, man, and not the kind of freak that I was called out in high school, man. It's just the moves he's making, the plays he's pulling off here is unbelievable. This TOX squad is terrifying right now.
This is scary. This is so scary right now. They're 2-0 up in less than 2 minutes of regular play. Oh boy, we've seen some good stuff so far. But it's not over. It's not out. It's completely not over yet. Renegades, they can get themselves back into this, but they've got to start getting kills between them as a team. They have 6. TOX have 18.
Yes, it's not over, but Sims, what did I say at the very start of this match about not letting themselves get to a massive deficit? At some point, just having to slow it down and not give up easy kills. Some of those are clearly out of control, but at the same time, too, allow those entry frags that happened early on that set them on the respawns and kind of started this whole snowball effect. That was their fault. I mean, they had to win some of those crucial battles, and at some points, they had to just slow it down. Now they are putting themselves in a situation where they have to cap 3 times without error against TOX.
APG, Ace, and Lunchbox all have 2 kills each. It's really upsetting and quite scary to see at the same time, to be honest with you. But they're just, oh man, they're just getting completely whooped here. This is a brutal beating. Lethal double kill comes in, looking for more though. You can see where he is, just moving across that sniper side, trying to give his teammates some support. KD there, you can see Frosty on the side, 3.5 damage, well over 2K. The more important thing, this is a whole series score, Dave. 66.6% accuracy across a series.
What a lucky number.
Well, yeah. Or you could say 666, the number of the beast. I suppose he is doing the devil's work right now against Renegades, so they are in a little bit of trouble. Sniper rifle will pop once again.
And that's also keep in mind too, we talked, like, the first thing that we said about Frosty is like, man, he's not having a great series right now. Look, he went -5 in this game number 2 or this game number 1, which they ended up losing. So it's like, clearly he picked it up. Who cares about that one Slayer which they dropped?
I'm still pretty triggered that during an overkill, you actually decided to call me out on that one, I'm sure.
I just want, you know, as soon as I saw it happen, I was like, yo, Frosty, it wasn't me calling you out, man. Just pretend when you watch this back, it was totally Sims.
I thought we were friends, to be but quite clearly no longer. One player does step up to the plate. It's going to be APG. Oh, please no scuffing. Oh my. What? No.
I don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's
No.
Is it weird that I wasn't surprised that he hit that? The man has a reputation for hitting all these shots.
This isn't fair. This is. I have no idea what to say. Like, these plays right now that he's performing are absolutely. He's breaking the Halo 5 game. Like, how do you double tag someone like that and just go for the quick scope? Nail him for a double kill over in the side. Pyramid here, trying to stay alive. Lethal knows there's 2 players, one to his left, one to his right. I'm looking at that kill feed. Frosty's got a double as well. He has just been taken down by APG, though. Meanwhile, all this is going on. Team captains going to be Snakebite working with Royal One in the background, who's their coach, to time these rockets, know when they're going to be coming up. Fresh set of them now. Launching it straight into the back. He does go down, but he's putting enough pressure on to at least keep them back in the spawn here. Further afield, let's look across to Neptune, trying to go one-on-one with Lethal. Does take him down there. Protector Medal comes through. Now he can rotate around, but it all depends where they're going to be spawning, Dave. Where are his teammates?
Yeah, they're going to be spawning under the base or rocket side. Right now, he has Ace blocking cave side. We saw Neptune already blocking the backside of the base, so there's really only a couple spots left. And unfortunately, they weren't able to move that out fast enough before he got slayed. So I think that was a bit of a mishap here from the Renegade side. You don't want to be giving up some of those free kills. And unfortunately, Frosty gets that kill on Lunchbox before he's able to get that flag across. This flag's dead in the water in my eyes.
38-28, so they brought this back a little bit. Triple kill comes through. Frosty looking for his second over of this event of this series. How? What? Why? 2 in a series, my word. My word, and that's allowed Lethal to pull this one. Doesn't get the grab, he'll pick it up again. More than likely, a player will be there just to pick it up, shove it in. One player will run away from the flag. That's going to be it. They get the return, they get the pickup, sweep it up. Ground pound in. Oh, you missed it. Come on.
That would have been so much cooler.
Oh, God. Come on, brother. Breathe. And breathe. 3-1 will be the final series score. TOX Gaming putting on an absolutely unbelievable show. Another overkill. The second one in a series. Like,
if Frosty's playing like this, I could see them walking away with their 3rd world championship here. But it's going to matter from day to day. I mean, we did see him pull that performance against Renegades, who were playing well, but can he do that same sort of performance against other squads? And based on the way he's playing, based on the way he's shooting, I would say yes.
People in the audience, you having some fun down there? They are having some fun indeed. Oh, it's great. You know, having the obviously the crowd mics live, it's so amazing. We can actually hear it through our headphones as well, so people in the crowd are making some noise. It's really good to hear. A second overkill in a series. My voice cannot take any more of it. It's only Friday. It's only Friday and we're seeing stuff like this.
And we get to have 2 more amazing days of Halo action.
Amazing stuff. Now, okay, we're getting obviously all hyper and all kind of excited about what we've just seen from TOX Gaming, but we can't take anything away from the Renegades. They did at least pull 1 map from them, but that's enough from me and Dave to talk a little bit. Oh, you got something to say?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, we've had such a high here with this last match, so we might as well bring the crowd back to reality, bring them a low, and we're going to put Golden Boy on your screen, so take it away, my man.
God, he's been waiting for that one for so long, man. Oh, it's good old Jimmy Neutron, dude. Just always thinking 1 step ahead. And then Sims was just absolutely confused with his life the entirety of that game.
If you ever want to get him back, just recite Grease lyrics to him.
That's very true. You know,
He can't say anything bad.
Don't worry, Walshy, you're the one that I want.
Okay, don't pander to him. Don't pander to him.
It was
okay.
a Grease lyric.
Remember,
missed the reference.
I get it. Also, by the way, I am going to give a shout out to Walshy though, because he managed to successfully in 2018 quote Ti, which I don't know how he managed to accomplish that goal, but you did it, and for that, I thank you. Now, I mean, TOX, I think we all felt like this, again, similar to what we saw in the Reciprocity series and even the NB series before that. We all kind of felt like TOX would sit with a 3-0 victory, perhaps. But instead it went 3-1. Renegades were able to surprise us. But here we go into game number 1 here. And this is TOX's, I would say, they're one of the stronger maps here in the pool, and it showed.
Yeah, with some of the game size, the more complex they are, the more the better teams kind of come out on top. And you saw from there that, I suppose it wasn't a 3-0 at one point, but you saw from the other side with Renegades, there's a little situation where they hesitated when they didn't have to. And yes, sure, fair enough, they seem to just love putting themselves in on these stalemate situations. Yes, sure, fair enough, maybe all fun and games doing that, but at the end of the day, you've got to remember that, like, when you're in a position where you've got the advantage, just take it when you can. So I think in the future, they need to make sure they don't give TOX any more of this defensive advantage.
Yeah, and then, you know, but moving forward into game 2, though, Renegades, it really tightened things up in TOX. I don't know, that game just felt odd. It was odd to see TOX, Wonder Boy, struggle in this one, but credit to Renegades for controlling the map and not allowing TOX to be able to run roughshot on them.
Credit to Renegades, absolutely. It felt like TOX gaming just didn't really turn up until the late game, right? I mean, we saw almost a bit of a resurgence as Renegades, it looked like they might have potentially choked their lead right at the death of the game, but yeah, Renegades really controlled that entire map, and we said before the series even started that a Slayer is a great way to get yourself back in the series. You're expecting a Regret Slayer or something right there for TOX Gaming to drop it. It's Plaza in the end that Renegades comes in and steals, and honestly I completely forgot that that's one of Renegades' best game modes as well, so credit to them.
But then we go to game 3, Clutch, and
Frosty does what Frosty does.
Just dominate. Ice cold,
Frosty just gets medals all over the place. Unbelievable play. I mean, his railgun and scatter shot and his overall awareness on this game was picture perfect, and he continued it on to game 4. You saw him just taking over, and that's exactly what you want to see from a player like Frosty coming into a world championship. I mean, we saw it in 2016 when I was his coach. I mean, like, I didn't even look at his screen because of how sick he was. Like, I paid attention to the other 3 guys because I already knew that Frosty was going to do what Frosty does best, and that's take over games. And you saw him get back to that form, and he's going to need to play like that for the rest of the weekend for this team to push on. But I know he has it in him, and he just showed everyone in this series.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but in Orlando and Columbus, it didn't feel like we were seeing the best of Frosty. And if this is what we're getting from him day 1 at Worlds Lethal, this is scary.
Yeah, could you imagine day 2 and 3? Like, you could see even more insane stuff. And you heard Sims earlier, you know, completely going off saying it feels like it's Championship Sunday just the way he's playing. But yeah, you're right. Frosty was, you know, a bit of a mixed bag and inconsistency in terms of some of the matchups, but I think, you know what, I think he's okay this event. You've seen a lot more consistency from him. We haven't seen him play against the other top 4 teams yet, but, you know, Frosty is one of those players where he's that good, he'll either, you know, cost you games or win you games. And with a lone player like that, it shows how much he puts into the team, especially for a team like TOX.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with Frosty getting control of the power weapons. I mean, we've seen what he can do with Rail. We've seen what he can do with the sniper. I mean, it's TOX's biggest issue when it comes to when TOX loses, it's because they're not getting the overshields. It's because they're not getting the snipers. When they have control of the power weapons, they're the best team in the game, hands down. But when they're neglecting that and it's not getting into Frosty's hands and not getting into Royal 2's hands, that's when they find themselves in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, and we saw that in game number 2 of that last series, right? Plaza Slayer, not really a whole lot of sniper control for them. I mean, we saw Snakebite with it. Didn't really put it to the best of uses, and they actually went on to lose that game. So yeah, that's absolutely right.
It wasn't really the snipe that really changed the outcome of that game too. It was the overshield. You saw Ace get a really, really important overshield mid to late game in that, and the game wasn't even, and you saw them get that lead, that 5-6 kill lead, and they weren't able, and TOX wasn't ever able to climb back in it, and that's what I've always seen with TOX is when they're not on top of their power-up game, that's when they lose games.
Yeah, it's something that TOX, I think it's easily exploitable, especially if you are Splice, for example. And honestly, for Reciprocity and Envy as well, our top 4 teams in this tournament, certainly things to take note of, which I'm sure after scrimming them, they are aware of these things, but it's also wrestling that control away from TOX is the challenge that you have to overcome, and not many teams can do that.
One of the teams that does do that so well is Splice, but I just gotta say, it's really strange how we've come full circle, right? When this roster first came around as CLG, everyone loved them, and then all of a sudden when they started winning everything, everyone hated them because everyone kind of wanted them to lose. Now we've come around again with the whole Optic Gaming situation now creating their own brand as TOX Gaming. Everyone is almost getting behind them. I mean, we heard the crowd here in the arena. They were all behind TOX Gaming. They wanted them to win. They appreciate great Halo, and that's something that TOX Gaming, CLG, like, Optic Gaming, no matter the name, they always bring to the table.
TOX right now, it feels like they're the people's team.
Yeah,
you know, at this point in time, right? They're not representing the brands or anything. You know, like they are their own brand now, which is pretty cool to see. We saw with Astralis and Counter-Strike, right? And it's kind of cool to kind of get that vibe.
Yeah, I think
here as well.
I think in sports, or in esports and in sports in general, you really do root to live during dynasties, like the Bulls in the 90s, or the Patriots in football, or the Golden State Warriors now that they're a powerhouse. You root for that three-peat, and I really think people are behind. Now that TOX is almost an underdog in this tournament, I think you see a lot more people root for that three-peat than you would have if they had just clean swept throughout the season.
And some of these teams actually thrive off that as well, especially on world stage as well. You really see TOX shine the most out of anything else because of the amount of support they have. And now that, like you said before, they're like the underdog, as you said earlier, you know, that's going to make them thrive even more to take down Splice because, you know, Splice are the very heavy favourites considering what we've seen in the last couple of events. So I think this time round, whatever happens now on Sunday or even Saturday, when they do play against each other, you know, I think the crowd will be quite well behind them.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Cannot wait. And I believe with that win, TOX have guaranteed their spot going in to the champ bracket. So congratulations to them.